Good
Morning.
morning, everyone. I
Good morning, ma'am.
21, including me, only 21 participants today. Okay, so I'll take attendance only at the end of the session. Let others join first. So let us continue with our own lessons. Children, listen carefully. We have completed finites and non-finite. That is there for the MCQ2 examination and synthesis of sentences. Last week we have completed, right? Right?
Ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, we have completed the synthesis of sentences. I have uploaded all the notes like finites and non-finites and also the synthesis of sentences in the website. And if it is not accessible, you please send me a message. I can give you in the WhatsApp group also.
And can I give in the WhatsApp?
Sure, sure. Which
WhatsApp
note?
group.
Finites and non-finite also you need?
Yes,
Ma'am,
ma'am.
only. Yes, ma'am.
I'll give finites and non-finites and also synthesis notes in the class group today itself. Okay,
Okay, ma'am.
and try to complete all the notes by your own with examples, and do not only depend upon our exercises what I have given. You please find out a lot of examples and try to practice with a lot of worksheets. Okay, and I have also sent the worksheets to you. I have sent the answer keys also, I think so, right?
Ma'am, only 2 worksheets you have given.
First
3
one is
worksheets are
identify
there.
the sentence, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Second one, synthesis of sentence. Have I sent it to you? Finites and non-finites I have sent,
Ma'am,
right?
3 worksheets. First worksheet, 5th
First
and
one,
7th.
sentences, types of sentences. Second
And then
one,
5.
finites and non-finites I have sent. Have you got it?
5.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Got it. Okay. Now synthesis of sentences are only pending, right? That I'll be sending today. Okay. And till before Monday, try to complete. Monday is a holiday, so sit with the worksheet and try to complete it. Okay. Afterwards, I'll be sending the answer key to you for checking your answers. Okay. Okay, only that is there for only these are the worksheet for you to complete. The remaining are only writing practice sessions, biographical sketch and all. After this, that also one by one I'll be sending it to you. And next week is full revision. So today my intention is to take the last one, which we have already discussed modal auxiliaries, right? That is a part of our examination. I'm not included modal auxiliaries in the MCQ2. MCQ2 only 2 portions. The first one is synthesis of sentences. Second portion is non-finites and finite verbs. Okay, these are the only topics I have included, and this one is for term 1, and this one is also for your the term 1 portions along with the term 1 portion. So we had discussed also this modal auxiliaries in the form of seminars by your friends. I think Shivanya has taken it, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so let us revise the auxiliaries. Before jumping into the modal auxiliaries, I should say an auxiliary verb is also called helping verb. Okay, auxiliary verbs are also called helping verb. Why it is called a helping verb? Because it helps us to identify the tense. Okay, because it helps us to identify the tense to get a complete meaning. That is why including an auxiliary verb we are calling it as a finite verb. Are jumping, it is in present continuous. How it is possible for us to identify? Because with are the auxiliary we have joined the present participle form jumping. So are jumping together makes a complete sense, and we came to know, or we can understand that, oh, this sentence is in present continuous, right? Right, children? So this is the function of our auxiliary verb. Auxiliary verb is a helping verb. It helps us to identify the tense and the 12 tense forms. Okay, so children, there are 2 auxiliaries. As you all know, the primary auxiliary verb and the secondary auxiliary verb. Okay, there are primary auxiliary verb and secondary auxiliary verb. As you all know, primary auxiliary verbs are do forms, have forms, and be forms, right? The primary auxiliary verbs are also called do form, or it can be categorized, or it can be classified under primary auxiliaries. The terms are be forms, the terms are do forms, the terms are have forms. What are the be forms in English grammar? As you all know, be forms are am, is, are, was, were. Okay, am, is, are, was, were are under be form. What is the past participle form of be?
Been.
Been. What is the present participle form of be? Being. Okay, being is the past participle form, being is the present participle form. Okay, do forms, do, does, did. Okay, do, does,
Does,
did.
did.
Have forms, have,
Have,
has, had.
have.
You know, have is the base form of have forms. That is why we are using have in future perfect and future perfect continuous, because it is the base form of have forms. Okay, so these are coming under the primary auxiliary verbs. Why a primary and a secondary auxiliary verb? Why we are actually separated into primary and secondary auxiliaries? Sometimes, see, I'm going to give you two sentences. She is dancing on the stage. Okay, she is dancing on the stage. Tell me the tense form.
Ma'am, is
He
that
is dancing on the stage.
present
Present continuous.
Present continuous. Agree. She is a teacher.
Ma'am, symbol present.
Simple present. Okay, simple present. So these be forms, to forms and have forms can act like a main verb in sentence. It can also function like a main verb in a sentence. I had my food. Okay, I had my food. So the word had I have used instead of a main verb. Ate. Okay, instead of ate I can use had. I have completed my eating, right? So sometimes all these primary auxiliary verbs, it functions like a main verb. Okay, that is why these verbs are categorized or classified under primary auxiliary verbs. Am I clear?
Yes, ma'am.
There are two classifications, primary auxiliary verbs and secondary
Secondary.
auxiliary verbs. Primary auxiliary verbs are be forms, do forms, have forms.
Have
Why they are called primary? Because in certain cases, it acts or it functions like a main verb.
Main verb.
Okay, I did my work. I did my work. The word did is a main verb in that particular sentence, which shows the tense, right?
Yes.
I did my work is in simple past. I did my work, the sentence is in simple past. Right? So these auxiliary verbs, these primary auxiliary verb, it functions like a main verb. That is why these are called primary auxiliaries. But unlike this have, do and be form, the other auxiliaries, they can't function like a main verb. That is why they are classified under secondary auxiliary verb. Okay, they are classified under secondary auxiliary verb. The secondary auxiliary verbs are called modal auxiliaries and the semi-modals in English grammar. Am I clear?
Yes,
You
ma'am.
got an idea about primary auxiliaries?
Yes.
Okay, now what is the difference between a primary auxiliary verb and a secondary auxiliary verb? Primary auxiliary verb, in some cases, it can function like a main verb. Unlike this primary auxiliaries, secondary auxiliaries like modal auxiliaries, it can't function like a main verb. If it is not used like a main verb, if it is only used like auxiliary verbs, what does it functions? Apart from this, it has some other function, modal auxiliaries.
Every
It gives additional
They are used. These modal auxiliaries are used for what? For what? Children, I can swim. It may rain.
Ma'am, it gives extra idea about the main verb.
Yeah, we are using it to express certain moods, okay, certain conceptions like ability. It shows possibility. It shows obligation. So tell me, what is the meaning of obligation? You should know the word meaning of obligation. Obligation means what?
You should do, must.
Obligation means what?
It is our duty, it is compulsory.
It is a moral duty. Obligation means a moral duty. You should obey your parents.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
You ought to switch off the fan when you go out of this room. That is your moral duty.
Yes.
You should love your neighbors. You ought to love or you ought to respect your neighbors. I can't say that you should love, but you should respect them. Because if there is any need, they are the ones who is actually coming to a house first. So we should respect our neighbors. Don't go for fighting with them. Clear? So this is
Yes,
called
ma'am.
moral obligation. Obligation means moral duty. So children, apart from helping work, we are using this modal auxiliaries to express certain moods or some conceptions like ability. Example, I can do this. Ability, I can do this.
Good.
I can cycle. I can swim. I can dance. It shows my ability, right? And also possibility. It may rain. Chances, possibility, chances. So modal
Fine.
auxiliaries are using for just showing a possibility, chances, raising chances, possibility. It may rain. May rain, may not rain. But chances are more. Okay? Okay, children?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Sorry guys, heavy rain, very heavy rain here. I don't know your condition, it's too heavy rain here. So please, thank you for waiting for my class. So children listen, so modal auxiliaries we are using to express strong emotions, sorry, to show some certain conceptions like ability, as I have told you children, ability, I can do it. Possibility, it might rain, might gives less chance than may. Okay, might gives less chance than may. It might rain. Now it is heavy rain. It rains heavily here. Okay, so children listen, and it shows permission. We are using this modal auxiliaries for asking permission. May I go? May I
Yes.
go now? So it is we are using it to show or for asking permission. We are using modal auxiliaries. Clear? Clear?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
And not only that, for expressing or for giving, for asking, or for doing some moral duty. obligation, moral duty. For example, you must do your duty. If you're not doing your duty, nobody else. Right? So moral obligation, you must do your duty. Am I clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Am I clear?
Yes, ma'am.
So
Yes,
apart
ma'am.
from why it is categorized or why it is classified under secondary modals, because apart or unlike primary auxiliary verb, it functions or it has some other functions. It shows some mood. It is used to express some moods, or we are just using it to express some conceptions of our mind, like ability to show the possibility, to ask for permission, and also to show the obligation. Obligation, moral duty. Am I clear?
Ma'am.
And out of, the auxiliary verbs are can, could, shall, should, will, would, may, might, must are the modal auxiliaries. Okay, out of these auxiliary verbs, 4 of them have, see, you know that already. Can, okay, could can be the past form of can, so only 4 past form. Okay, all the modal auxiliaries, you can see only 4 past form. What are the past form of modal auxiliary? Could can be used to show the past of can. Okay, and would, it can be used for the past of will.
Will.
Okay,
Should.
and what is it? Should.
Should.
Should
Should.
is a past form of shall. Can be used. Should have some other, a function also.
May.
Okay, and the last one is
May.
might. Okay, these are the 4 past forms under modal auxiliaries. It is too heavy rain here. Very heavy rain. I don't know how to express. It's very, very heavy rain over here. I don't know your condition. So I won't be able to hear anything because of the sound outside. Okay, so children, I hope that I am clear to you.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so these are the main functions of a modal auxiliary verb. Okay, so children, so let me show the screen for you. Modal auxiliaries. Modals. A modal is a type of verb that is used to indicate modalities. Modalities are likelihood, ability, permission, request, capacity, suggestions, order, obligation, and also the advice. Okay, we can use all the modal auxiliaries when you want to express these modalities. Okay, asking permission, giving suggestions, okay, and also giving order, to state something, and to advise someone, to request. Okay, and modal verbs always, this point is very important, modal verbs always accompany the base form. See, in the future tense, I have told you after will or shall, you must use only the base form of a verb. After modal auxiliaries, it is because soon after the modal auxiliary verb, you must use the base form of a verb. Okay, children, that is why in future tense, after will or shall, we must use the base form of a verb. That is why in future continuous, after will and shall, we are using will be, shall be, because be is the base form of am, is, are, was, were. Children, am I clear? And also, that is why in the future perfect, after will or shall, we are using the form called have. I will have, because have is the base form of have, has, had. Am I clear?
Yes, ma'am.
If it is will or shall or any of the auxiliary, modal auxiliaries are used, you must use only the base form of a verb. Could, cook or cooks? Which one? Cook or cooks?
Cook.
Could, cook or cooks?
Cook.
We should use the base form. So the answer should be cook. We can't use S or ES because cook is the base form. Will, run or ran.
Will run.
Run.
Run, because run is the base form. You can't use the past form after will. Am I clear? Am I clear? So this point is very important. Soon after, there is a worksheet for you to do over for the modal auxiliaries in your grammar workbook. Okay? So in the grammar worksheet, you have to find out the errors. In some sentences, you can see that after modal auxiliaries, other forms are used, like present forms are used, in past forms are used. So you should correct your sentence by replacing it with a base form of a verb. So it is a must that modal verbs always accompany the base form. Accompany the base form. See, unlike be, have, and do, I have told you these are the primary auxiliary verbs. Why it is called a primary auxiliary? Because it acts like a main verb in certain circumstances, right? So secondary auxiliary verbs are not. Unlike, not like. Unlike means not like. Not like
Not
do,
like.
have, and in be forms. It function as a main verb. It cannot function. This is very important point. An auxiliary verb, and not only an auxiliary, a modal auxiliary verb cannot function like a main verb. Am I clear?
Yes.
Am I clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, they are called modal auxiliaries because they are used to form certain moods. They are called modal auxiliaries because they are used to form certain moods, or we are using it to express certain conceptions of our mind. What are the conceptions of our mind? Like ability, possibility, to give permission. See, I can do it. Ability. It is, we are using it to show the possibility. It might rain. To give, to ask for a permission. May I go? Obligation. You must do your duty. Moral duty. Obligation means moral duty. Okay? Somebody call?
Ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
1 minute, 1 minute. Yes.
Ma'am, I called.
Yes, Prarthana.
Ma'am, I may go is a possibility, right?
Huh?
I may go is a possibility, right?
I may go.
Yes, ma'am.
I may go. There are chances. It is a possible action. I may go. I may go now. There are chances for you to move to start from your house now. Sometimes after a few minutes. Anyway, you may go. Okay. I may go now. A possibility. So look at here. The modal auxiliaries do not change their forms according to the number. This is very important. As I have told you, it is, we can use, if the subject is singular, there is no change, we have to use will or shall. See, modal auxiliaries do not change their forms according to the number. What do you mean by number? What do you mean by number?
Ma'am, singular and plural.
Singular or plural. Singular or plural are called numbers in English grammar. Okay, person. What do you mean by person?
First person, second person.
Pronoun first person, second person,
Third
third person. Okay. Okay, of the subject. See, you know that if in a sentence I is used, you can use only am, right? You can't use is. But in English, in if you are using a modal auxiliary, after I you can use will. Okay, after he also you can use will. Okay, after we also you can use will. There is no change. And also if see I, you know, I always along with I, you can use I do my work. Do is a plural verb, right? But along with I, if you use auxiliary verb like modal auxiliaries will, that can be used along with I. Am I clear? Am I clear? And there is no change like S or ES. According to the rule, subject verb agreement. Right? According to the rule, concord subject verb agreement. If the subject is singular, we can use only singular verb. He speaks. But are we using such S or ES forms along with this auxiliary verb? He will go or he will goes.
He will go.
He will go.
He will go. He will go. We can't use goes. But if the will is not there, it is only he goes, we can't use he go. Am I clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Am I clear? So
Yes, ma'am.
after will, remember, always use the base form of a verb. This is called the modal auxiliaries in English grammar. Am I clear?
Yes,
See
ma'am.
example, I will, he will, I can, he can. See, but here, if I subject, then you can use only go. You can't go use goes there. If the subject is he, normally if there is not even a presence of auxiliary verb like modal auxiliary, you can use only goes. But if there in between he, will, then you can use only go. You can't use this goes. Clear? Am I clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, just moving. Only 4 of them, as I have told you, only 4 of them have past forms, right? Only 4 of them have past forms. What are they? Could, might, should, would. Okay? These past forms have the sense of past tense in limited cases, but at the same time, it has some other a work that is indicating a duty. It shows an obligation. It gives permission. It is used for showing the possibility. And there is a chart for you also. These are the modal auxiliaries. Shall, should, will, would, may, might, must are the modals. Now, let me talk about the semi-modals. Why there is another group called semi-modals in English grammar? What are the semi-modals in English grammar?
Need, dare,
To do, ought
Need
to,
to.
dare, ought to.
dare,
Need to.
need to. So you are using a word or a preposition to. Okay, sometimes we need to use need to, used to. So preposition also can be added. And these semi-modals are also modals. What is the meaning of ought?
And should.
Should. Ought is equal to should. You ought to obey your parents means you should obey your parents. Okay? You ought to go with him. You should go with him. Okay, the word ought means should.
Should.
Okay? And what about used to? There is a function of the word called used to. What is the main function of the word used to? Used to always shows the past activities which I was doing when I was a child, but I am not doing it now. I used to play cricket. When I was a small child, I was playing with my brother at home. Am I playing cricket at home now?
No.
Sometimes with my kids. Rarely. There is no space, but still I love to roll the balls on the ground, on the floor. There is a shuttle bat that we are using instead of cricket bat at home. With my girl and with my boy, I am playing cricket at home very rarely. I used to play cricket with the cousin brothers, with my own brother and my brother's friends. But now, am I going with a cricket bat every day?
Yeah, ma'am.
No, I can't. If I go, everybody will laugh at me. Not only that, I don't have time to go. So, used to is a word or a modal auxiliary, especially a category called semi-modal, that we can use to show a past activity. Remember, a past activity I was doing earlier, but at present I am not doing at all. Am I clear? Am I doing it now?
Yes, ma'am.
Am I doing it now? If I use past activity with the help of used to, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it now. See, we are using this used to in simple past tense also. Okay, to show the simple past, we can also use this used to. I used to go to the church every day when I was young. I used to visit the church frequently. Am I visiting the church on all Sundays now? No, when I was small. Now I am not going. See, now I am not doing. Used to shows a past activity. Okay, children? So try to remember whenever you use this. I used to play cricket when I
used to
was
go
young.
to school.
When I was young. Now I am age old and I am sick. My hands are all shivering. I'm old enough. I can't even lift a bat in my hand. Okay, so auxiliary verb used to shows a past activity. Ought means should. Ought means should. And our chances may and might. Might, it has less chance. May, more chance. Okay, it might rain means chances are less. Okay, it may rain or may not rain. Chances are less if you use might. Okay, if you use may, it has more chance. And also remember, may, M-A-Y, may is the most polite word in English. Sir, may I come in? Sir, may I talk with him? Sir, may I help you? Okay, so may is the most polite word in English. Clear? Clear, children? So these are called modal auxiliary verbs. Okay, these are called modal auxiliary verbs. Okay, okay. Do you have any doubt?
Some examples of semi-modals.
Oh, sure, sure. So please write a few examples now. Okay, now you can label it as identify the auxiliary verbs and identify it as modals and semi-modals. Question number 1. Question is identify the auxiliary verbs. It can be primary and it can be secondary. If it is secondary, mention whether it is semi-modal or a modal. Clear? I am writing a letter. I am writing a letter. Dion, write fast. Are you writing a letter? I am writing a letter. Next question. Do you have tea or coffee for breakfast? Do you have or tea or coffee for breakfast? Question mark. Here, tell me the auxiliary verb used. Do you have
Primary.
auxiliary
do
verb?
and
Only one
do.
auxiliary verb. The other one is an auxiliary.
Do.
Do is the auxiliary
do.
verb and have is the main verb. Okay, have is used
Yes.
as the main verb. Instead of take, it is used. Okay. Do you have tea or coffee for breakfast? Next is, I shall begin the work tomorrow. I shall begin the work tomorrow. You should not tell lies. You should not tell lies. You should not tell lies. My friend will come tomorrow. My friend will come tomorrow. I would rather starve. S-T-A-R-V-E. I would rather, R-A-T-H-E-R. I would rather starve than beg. I would rather. I would rather starve than beg. So would you please, okay, would you. Would is more polite than will. Instead of will you, if you use would you, that is a polite request, okay. So would can be also used for raising or to giving a polite request, okay. So would you please close the door? If somebody is asking, would you please close the door? It is not used in past tense. It is actually giving you a very humble, polite request. Would you please close the door? Question mark. You can go now. You can go now. You may not go. You may not go. I could swim across the river. I could swim across the river. I could swim across the river when I was young. So could is used in the form of a past, right? Past form. Because when I was young, so it is used in the form of past tense. I could swim across the river when I was young. For asking permission, we are also using could. Could I use your telephone? Could I use your telephone? May God bless you. It is a wish. May God bless you. It is a wish. Might I use your telephone? Permission. Might I use your telephone? It is in the form of a permission. It might rain. You must be back by 10 o'clock. You must be back by 10 o'clock. We ought to love. We ought to love our neighbors. We ought to love our neighbors. How dare you fight with me? How dare you fight with me? What is the meaning of dare? Dare meaning? Meaning of dare? Be bold enough to. Okay, be bold enough to. How dare you go out of my class? Huh? Means what? You got the courage to go out of my class, right? Are you be bold enough to go out of my class? No, I won't. Right? So be bold enough to. Meaning of dare is, please note down, be bold enough to. How dare you fight with me? How dare you fight with me? She used to drink milk when she was a child. Okay? And let me take attention.
Ma'am, can you repeat the question? Hello, ma'am.
Hello, ma'am.
No, the last question.
She used to drink milk when I was young.
Thanks.
I'm told you can leave the class.
Who told
I'm told the group. Children, you can leave the
to leave the
class.
class?
Who is the host?
Who is the
Tia.
host?
Tia.
Yeah.
Tia, leave the class.
Tia,
Tia,
you can end the meeting.
end everyone you click. End you click. Hello.